Ethiopia is located in the Horn of Africa. The country is one of the greatest violators of freedom of expression. Ethiopia currently...
In May 2012, just a few months before one of the long-standing African dictators, Meles Zenawi, has passed away, 9 bloggers and human rights activists have planned to pay a visit to political prisoners and journalists in Ethiopia. While they were conversing with the prisoners, they have learned that the Kaliti prison is divided into 8 zones, and the prisoners call the space outside the prison Zone 9. The whole Ethiopia, a prison with a relative freedom. The gathering were astonished by the idea of the big prison and its name Zone 9. They adopt the name for themselves, and they blog it was already in their mind to be formed, aiming a voice for repressed, voiceless Ethiopians. They start blogging by calling the generation to be concerned for their country with the motto, "We blog because we care." It doesn't take 2 weeks for government to block their blog. They have tried to reopen other blogs with different URLs, but the government didn't give them a break. Then they shifted to Facebook as a main place for making a discourse. Their collective blogging was highly welcomed by Ethiopian social media circles, especially the elites who were happy to see volunteering individuals for societal cause. They were mainly writing opinion pieces and future articles that are focused on constitutionalism, economic, educational and cultural issues in Ethiopia. In addition, they document the human rights abuse and violations of laws by both state and non-state actors in the country. And finally, they bring out the situation of political prisoners in Ethiopia into the public's attention. To this end, they used periodical social media campaigns in groups in addition to piece of writings prepared individually. The day after the government of Ethiopia makes official the days of the Meles Zenawi Zelalem Kibret, a member of the blogging collective became the first person to be attacked by the security.
On my way to office, I was taken to a local party office, and security personnel told me that that office belongs to the National Intelligence and Security Service, and they were asking me about my activities on the social medias and my relationship with my friends. That was our first experience with the government personnel actually on 2012. And I was taken to the office and they started to beat me right and left. I was gagged, they were pointing a pistol against me and they were flogged me, beating me everywhere anyways. And it was lasted for 3 hours. It's so emotional and I remember it emotionally anyways. After 3 hours, they were telling me that I have to work with them, otherwise they will kill me or they will prosecute me.
Then after that, the government has continued to terrorize the members and their friends outside the group.
ከመታሰራችን በፊት የክፍለ ከተማችን የደህንነት ሰራተኛ ያገኘኝ ነበር እና የዛኔ ጠይቀኝ የነበረው ጥያቄ በተደጋጋሚ ከዞን 9 ጀርባ ያለው ማን ነው የሚረዳችሁ ስንት ናችሁ እነማን ናችሁ ሚል ተደጋጋሚ ጥያቄ ያነሳ ነበር። በተቻለኛ አቅም ዞን 9 በ9 ወጣቶች ከጀርባቸው ማንንም በሌለ ወጣቶች የተመሰረተ ቡድን እንደሆነ አላማውም በሀገሪቷ ጉዳይ ላይ ወጣቶች ያገባናል ብለው የሚወያዩበት መድረክ መፍጠር እንደሆነና አባላቱን ማወቅ ከፈለገ ልክ እንደማንኛውም ሰው የዞን 9 ፌስቡክ ፔጅ ወይም ትዊተር አካውንት ተከትሎ ማየት እንደሚችል ነግረው ነበር።
After that, a couple of months have passed with silence, but that wasn't a good sign for the security body of the country. They took it as the group goes underground and conspiring to overthrow the government. This will not be good for the coming election, in which the government party has planned to run alone by weakening the opposition parties.
The Prime Minister of Ethiopia was just elected with 100% of the vote.
Does he think that that was a democratic election?
I said 100%.
Fine.
Having fun.
The intimidation has started once again in a large scale. The group has learned that the situation is very serious and it needs a sober discussion. On April 25, 2014, 2 days after they announced their audience, they will resume doing what they have been doing. 6 of them ended up in jail. Fortunately, 3 of them were abroad to the time of detention, but the police wasn't ashamed to jail 3 journalists friends with them to make their number 9.
The worst torture I have ever experienced is that I've been beaten on my bare foot with an electric cable. I was forced to do a lot of physical exercises which my body couldn't handle at the end of the days. Slapping and kicking were almost day-to-day experiences for me. I remember the times when my hands are handcuffed and stretched up while my legs were stretched to the right and to the left. Then, the investigators asked me a lot of silly questions, and while my body was shaking due to physical fatigue.
They put me in a small dirt room. The size of the room is 4 meters by 4 meters. It was really small. I have spent the whole 3 months in there. We are forced to urinate in that room, to eat in that room. It was 24/7 locked, unless they called us to interrogate.
Beyond other psychological tortures, I have been tortured physically. One day they took me to the office in the middle of the night. They have been beating me all over my body. I was in a dark room. I don't know from where the stick came from, but it has been beating in my body. So I was crying, but they didn't stop beating me.
ማዕከላዊ በነበረው ምርመራ በተደጋጋሚ ጊዜ ለመቁጠር በሚታክት ሁኔታ በጥፊ መታ ነበረ። በጣም አስቸጋሪ ነበረ ምርመራው። የአባቴን የጤና ሁኔታ በተደጋጋሚ ያነሱ ኢንቲሚዴት ሊያደርጉኝ ይሞክሩ ነበር።
ከዛ በኋላ ማዕከላዊ ከደረስኩ በኋላ ምርመራው የነበረው ማታ በብዛት ማታ ነው የነበረው ምርመራው በዛቻዎች በድብደባና በማስፈራሪያ የተሞላ ነበረ። ምርመራዎቹ ጋር ስንሄድ የሚደርስብኝ ነገር ምንድነው? ከባባድ ስፖርት ያሰሩኝ ነበረ። በጥፊ መታ ነበረ። አይኔን ጨፍነው ነበር የሚመረምሩኝ። አይኔን በራሴ ሹራብ አውልቀው አስረውኝ ከዛ ባዶ ክፍሉን ያዙሩ ነበረ። የተለያዩ ማስፈራሪያዎች ያደርሱብኝ ነበረ። ሴትነቴን በተመለከተ እየጠቀሱ ማስፈራሪያዎች ይደርሱብኝ ነበረ። ራቆቴን ሆኜ ስፖርት እንድሰራ ያደርጉ ነበረ። ልብሴን ጠቅላላ አስወልቀው፣ ይሄ ማለት በሌሊት ማለት ነው። ከ6 ሰዓት በኋላ ነው እነዚህ ምርመራዎች የሚካሄዱት። ከዚህ በተረፈ ምርመራው የሚካሄደው እኔ ካለውበት ከምኖርበት ቤት ላይ ስለነበረ ኮቴዎችን ሰማ ነበርና ሌሊቱን በሙሉ ምንም እንቅልፍ መተኛት ማንችልበት ሁኔታዎች ናቸው ያሉት። ምክንያቱም እኛ እንጠራለን አንጠራም የሚለውን ነገር ያሳስብናል። እንደገና ደግሞ ወንዶቹ ተይዘው ሲሄዱ በእኛ በር ነው የሚያልፉት። ጠቅላላ ሌሊቱን ሙሉ ሰው ሲደበደብ ነው የሚያድረው እዛ ቤትና አንዳንዴ ደግሞ እኔ ከምመረመርበት ቤት ጎን ያሉ ሰዎች ሲደበደቡ የሲቃና የጩኸት ድምጽ የሚሰማኝ ነበረ። በአጠቃላይ ግቢው ይረብሽ ነበረ።
In the meantime, friends of Zone 9 bloggers and international human rights organizations and freedom of speech advocate groups have been demanding the government to make free the jailed bloggers. The hashtag #FreeZone9bloggers has been famous on the internet, but the government has been arguing that they have arrested a terrorist group and for that they have concrete evidences.
About media freedom, your country is now being mentioned in the same breath as countries that have the highest number of journalists and opposition figures jailed. Just recently, there were what are being referred to as the Zone 9 bloggers. They have been arrested for now more than 2 months. No proper case brought against them.
Look, I suggest that you also shouldn't be connected with the terrorists. If you have any connection with terrorists, don't think that the Ethiopian government will let you free. The thing is, whether you are a journalist or a medical doctor or a teacher, whatever profession you have, the thing you have to work according to the ethics of the profession. But if you go beyond that, and if you have any connection with terrorist groups, and if you want to act as serving these terrorist groups and work for them, then don't think that the government will stop doing anything.
Excuse me, sir. When will you release the bloggers? Mr. Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister, when will you release the 9 bloggers and all the journalists arrested?
اسم من مهساس و من ایرانی هستم.
من ارزم آذربایجانية.
بولين je viens de Suisse.
Telaine y soy de Cuba.
Leila Nashawati, أنا من سوريا.
Elizabeth de México.
Et Marie. Je suis franco-allemande.
Soy Lucio de Colombia.
I'm Maganela Matejcic. Nikki, I come from the United States of America.
My name is Endalk. I come from Ethiopia. We want to tell you a story about my friends, my colleagues. These are my friends and they're all in prison.
At the end of May 2015, U.S. State Department has announced that President Barack Obama will visit Ethiopia, while Ethiopian diaspora has been campaigning for asking the president to cancel his visit to Ethiopia. Good news was circulating on the social media and main media outlets. Among the jailed bloggers and journalists, surprisingly, 3 journalists and 2 of the bloggers were released from prison because Ministry of Justice has been withdrawn its charge against them. Even though it is not confirmed by both sides, some analysts have speculated that the release of 5 defendants were the result of an agreement reached by the government of Ethiopia and the U.S. president. According to the evidence presented against them, the bloggers couldn't find any plausible reason why the government released half of them and kept the remaining 4 bloggers in prison. The Federal High Court has continued to hear the case of 4 bloggers and Soliana Shimelis in absentia. After unreasonable and long adjournment, the court acquitted 4 of them from terrorism charge, and after amending the charge, it decided that Befeqadu Hailu, the second defendant of the case, to defend himself for an act of inciting violence by his writings. The court also freed him on bail. After they go out from prison, life was not easy for them. The government doesn't want to spare them. The prosecutor has appealed against the accused ones at the Supreme Court. They still have a pending case, which may pull them back to prison. Their former employers are not happy to return them back to their position they left because of imprisonment. They have gone to court again to fight for their right of employment. It is not hopeful either to get back to their earlier job by winning their employers or getting a new job in another firm at home. Their passports were confiscated at the airport, and there is no one responsible to return to them. They have no viable job opportunity. They have banned from travel abroad. Literally, they are under house arrest. For their courage and genuine initiative, local and international communities are giving them recognitions. One Ethiopian diaspora community, called the Ethiopian Heritage Society of North America, awarded them as the unsung heroes. They are also winners of CPJ's 2015 International Press Freedom Award and Reporters Without Borders Press Freedom Prize in the Citizen Journalist category. They have been selected for Human Rights Watch's Helmut Hamet program, and they are one of the 3 finalists by Martin Enal's jury. Beyond the consistent troubles they have encountered, still the collective have many things in their mind.
ነፃነታችንን ችላ በማለት የኢኮኖሚ ልማት ማምጣት ይቻላል ብያለሁ ነው። ዘላቂ የሆነ ኢኮኖሚ ልማትም ነፃነታችንን ማረጋገጥ የምንችለው ዲሞክራሲያዊ ስርዓት ስንገነባ ብቻ ነው። ያን ዲሞክራሲያዊ ስርዓት መገንባት ዋጋ ያስከፍልና ሁላችንም ያንን ዋጋ ለመክፈል ዝግጁ ነን አለው።
ሁሉም ዜጎች በእኩልነት የሚኖሩባት፣ በእኩልነት የሚዳኙባት፣ ሁሉም ዜጎች ተዋደውና ተፈቃቅረው የሚኖሩባት፣ በአንድነት ተሳስበው የሚኖሩባት ኢትዮጵያ እንድትኖረኝ እፈልጋለሁ። ለዚህም እሰራለሁ።
I wish to see a better Ethiopia where freedom of expression is expressed, where freedom of expression is respected without any consequences, and I work to this end with all my efforts.
In my country, I want to see everybody abides by the law, and I want to see no single person is above the law, and everyone respects.
I need to abolish institutional torture from my country. I am ready to contribute all I have to make history, all kind of human rights abuses in Ethiopia.
I wish to have a country which respects right to privacy of its citizens, and in this civilized world, everybody should have access to the internet, and I will dedicate my time and energy to achieve it.
Lack of public discourse is one of the reasons that our society is so unhealthy. By all standards, we're lagging behind the world, even from some of our neighbors. So things I have learned here in academia burden me with a huge responsibility.
All citizens of a country have a right to decide on the fate of their nation, and a political system must have an ear to listen to their concerns, either they are at home or abroad.
We blog because we care.
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 ቤቴን ሳላጸዳ እንዳልቀር ሰንፌ